Thank you for being here. LSC is such a critical entity within CPS and here at LP. This forum is really the best live opportunity to hear from and get to know candidates who announce their desire to have a seat at the LSC table. Just a couple of words about the agenda and the ground rules. So I will, at the end of the meeting here, provide everyone who's here in person 3 poll watcher forms. You are allowed to invite up to 3 poll watchers to be at the election as poll watchers. We can send the rules around what a poll watcher can and can't do, and that can include yourself as a poll watcher or you as a candidate. You can only have 1 poll watcher at any given time. So again, I'll follow up on email, but I'll give you those 3 forms at the end before you leave, and then we'll send around via email to those who are not here. We're going to now do the polling lottery. Who knows what the best position is on a lottery ballot? First, last, middle, we don't know. But there are strict rules around who is listed 1st through 9th for parents and 1st through 4th for community. So what we will do, it's very high tech. We're going to start with parents. Everyone's name is on a card, same color card, same size card, folded exactly the same, in a pot. We have been told to vigorously stir the pot. Literally, that's part of what has been said in the 100-page manual. Veronica Hurd, who I hope everyone knows, is going to choose a name, and then Ms. Kaler will write those names down. So we will go in order, 1 through 9, and that is how you will be presented on the ballot, as well as the order of presentations today. All right, so let's get started. All right, first parent candidate, Veronica. I know you're kind of short, but reach over.
Lori Austin Adeveso.
Yes. Yes.
Adeveso? Yes.
Yes. And no hyphen, right? It's just a double last name.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay. You were first. Second.
Sorry.
No, that's a long one, but.
And Michelle Lewis.
Okay, she is not here, but that is not okay.
But I still.
Yes, please.
Carmen Giolosa. Giosa.
Number 3.
Leslie Gonzalez. You chose me for my handwriting, but you're making me go over creative.
Excellent.
Jeff Militante. Amy Martin. Ashley Stapleton. Angela Yonat.
Last but not least. Sushita, how do you pronounce your last name?
Last name is
Can you
Beatty.
hear?
That's it.
Sushita, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, how do you pronounce your last name?
Beatty.
Betty. Betty.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure. And go back to my other job. So, you're good?
I am
Do you need something?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. We need to get started. Okay. So in terms of the presentations, as you know, 2 minutes is the max. There's no debating, no questions. It's straightforward 2 minutes for each candidate. I will plan to give you, at least those in the room, I can't really do it, I think on the video, 10-second warning so that you're aware of that. And any other questions before we dive into it? All right, so first up is Lori Austin Fesso.
Good evening. As you know, my name is Lori Austin Fesso, and I'm running for Parents LSC representative. Well, Lincoln Park is a special place in my heart. I only have 2 minutes. Ever since 1994, when my sister went here and attended, and it's the community of Lincoln Park that really draws me in. That's the reason why my daughter is here now. But they drew me in to the point where they even allowed me to be on the front cover, even though I wasn't attending just yet. But the Lincoln Park community is very important as far as with the parents in bridging that relationship. I still recall to this day the parent-teacher meetings, everything that was happening at Lincoln Park, my mother would be repeating at home and reminding us. And it carried over into college. Where, don't you remember when your teacher said the difference between an A and an F student is how much time you're putting in? And that is what it is that I want is for our students here and the parents to know exactly what it is that's going on here so that they can continue to enforce that at home as well and vice versa. So as a candidate, I am a strong believer in steady leadership, a safe environment for all students, a supportive environment, united. And also, I want to make sure that we have transparency. I'm one for advocacy for the LP family. I have been both an educator, I've been, of course, a student again, and then also I have been an owner, a co-owner of Montessori School prior to my mom retiring. So I've been in all of those positions, which allows me to understand what each position possibly needs. I'm not here to recreate the wheel, but to support the wheel that is actually occurring, and then to hear those voices and see what is that the parents need, how is it that they can better be supported, how to strengthen those ties. I'm also an advocate for mental health awareness as well. I believe that all of the parents and students should be able to be aware of that as well. So I'm committed and focused on collaborating and unity. So thank you so much.
Perfect timing. All right, and from the back, I know it might be distracting. I just hold up my hand when it's 10 seconds, and then the timer will go off. Okay. All right. Michelle is not here. Is Michelle dialed in remotely? Don't think so. Oh wait, did I see? Oh no. Okay. All right. Carmen, you're up next. I'll let you know when to start just so I can reset my timer here to be ultra you ready?
Yes, okay. I'm going to use my voice, my old high school teacher voice. My name's Carmen Gios, and I'm running as a parent representative here at Lincoln Park. I taught for the very first time 25 years ago at CPS. So I have been a part of CPS for now 25 years in some capacity, both as a classroom teacher, central office, and most recently, I get to work with our teaching residents that are in our elementary schools. I'm an adjunct faculty member at National Louis University, so I get to teach our early childhood teachers. And I have been a part of, I have had to have been at least in 60 schools throughout CPS. It's quite an honor and privilege. I've also worked directly with at least 3 of our CEOs in these past 25 years. Organizing schools for success is my background in education. So truly what I believe in. When schools are organized for success, every single kiddo will leave successful. Lincoln Park is such a gem. I have lived in this community also for about 24, 25 years, and I have seen the high schoolers all these years, and they are lovely adults. I think thinking about Montessori, the community and the land around this building is an educator, just as the amazing teachers in this in this school are. And I know it's their business, but so are the neighbors. And I think the principal has done a great job in working with the neighbors and the businesses to make us all one unified family. And so I would love to lend any of my expertise to the council, to the high school. Back 20-some years ago, I got a grant to reorganize my old high school from the Secretary of Education, and so I got to create a freshman academy. I love the freshman building that we have here, and I would love to do anything I can to support and continue to grow. Thank you.
Timing again, thank you. Just a reminder to talk into the mic so we can make sure that everyone hears you clearly. All right, Leslie, you are up.
Hello everybody, my name is Leslie Gonzalez. I am running for Lincoln Park Local School Council as a parent rep. For over 20 years, I've been volunteering for Chicago Public Schools. My son is 26, and I have 2 daughters who are sophomore and junior year. I am an alum here at this school, so are my parents. They went here when it was Waller, so we have 3 generations of family members. I'm a parent representative, and I understand my role. Having done this for almost 8 years now, I am also a liaison for Friends of. I do spirit wear here. I sell it in the cafeteria, first Wednesday and Tuesday. I recently delivered a hoodie to a restaurant. It was in a cute little birthday bag. Someone's grandfather who lives out of state wanted to have his granddaughter surprised for her birthday. And I just thought it would be a nice gesture to drop this off at the restaurant. And I feel like it's the small little things that we can do here as, parents, volunteers, just make Lincoln Park feel like a second home. I have deep respect for the voices here at Lincoln Park, the parents, the staff, the students. This is a very diverse school, and I think the diversity is its strength. If elected, I will support the academic, extracurricular programs, all policies. I'll try to uplift the students, whether they're focused on college, trade, career, arts, theater, or athletically. I am not running for another title. I'm merely running
Time up.
to support.
Cut you off.
Two more than
I
I
know,
didn't see it.
All right, Jeff, you're up next. I will give you the go ahead as soon as my time is ready.
sure you're talking to the mic.
My
Thank you.
voice comes up, right?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Militante. I'm a parent of a current sophomore at Lincoln Park High School. For the past year, I had the honor of serving on our local school council. We all really know the reality. CPS budgets are getting tighter, and the needs for our students are growing. We can't just sit in meetings and talk about what we're losing. We must be proactive. And that is why I've treated my role at the LCS not just as an overseer, but as an advocate for Lincoln Park's financial independence. In just 1 year, I focused on a simple question: how can we make our school's assets work for our students? I'm proud to report that I helped negotiate a contract with a local valet company to use a portion of our lot during off hours. That deal alone is going to bring in $30,000 directly to Lincoln Park High School. But I didn't stop there. I've been working with Dr. Steinmiller to launch a QR code that for the rest of the lot when we're not in session. And any of you that drove here, you might have seen that QR code when you came in and parked. If you didn't pay, don't worry, we're not going to. But by opening our space to the public during like weekends for shopping, dinners at a local restaurant, even baseball at Oz Park, we can now track and generate, most likely we're guessing at least another $50,000 of revenue. That's $80,000 a year. Now this isn't about parking spots. This is about making sure we have funds for items outside the budget. Sorry. Okay. Like extracurricular activities or new technology to help the kids learn. It's about closing the gap between what CPS can give us and what we can come up with our own. I'm running for re-election because I want to finish what I started. So on March 18th, please vote for me. Thanks. I know.
All right, Amy Martins.
Thank you. I'll give you the city names.
Ready?
Yep. Okay. Hi, I'm Amy Martin. I'm a parent of a current freshman son, a senior daughter, and also I have an LPHS graduate that graduated, is now a junior in college. And so while I've been a part of the school community for many years, I've only been on the LSC for this past year because I was mostly involved in the soccer boosters, and now I have no more soccer players at the school. So what initially got me interested in the LSC was when my goal was to get the phones out of the classrooms or off the student bodies in the classrooms. So I sent Mr. Steinmiller a lot of emails and articles. I spoke at LSC meetings, and eventually the school did finally take action. So the students do not have their phones on their bodies in the classrooms anymore. So that was a topic that kind of got me on the radar, and one of the former LSC members recruited me to be on the LSC when he was leaving halfway through his term. So happy to see that the school has done that. In my current position on the LSC, I'm part of the Principal Evaluation Committee and the Attendance Committee. Principal evaluation is an important requirement for all LSCs to perform, but my passion is kind of in the Attendance Committee. My goal is to help Lincoln Park improve their attendance rate to at least 90% through a combination of positive reinforcement, consistent reporting and tracking of attendance and tardy metrics, and disciplinary action when students just skip class and don't come to school. While progress has been a little bit slower on attendance, I think a lot has been accomplished this year. There's an attendance policy now in place that was thoroughly communicated at the start of the year and has been followed. The current attendance rate is 86.54%, which is higher than it has been in the past. Attendance, I think, is the single biggest factor of success for children in school, no matter what school or what grade level. So I think that's why it's one of the most important areas that schools can work on. So I hope that our parents on the LSC to continue to work towards that goal of 90% of attendance or better.
All right, Ashley Stapleton.
You ready?
Okay,
Go. Go for it.
hello everyone, my name is Ashley Stapleton and I'm running for re-election as a parent representative of Lincoln Park High School
wanted to be more connected, know what's going on. And then I jumped in before she even started here. My first LSC meeting that I attended was in July, and of course school didn't start until August. So I was really excited, still remain excited. And since being part of the LSC since July, I've been learning how decisions get made, how the budget supports the classrooms, and how every choice that we make shows up in our students' everyday experiences. I currently serve on both the budget and facilities committees, which have helped me and given me a clear understanding of how our resources flow and what our building needs to be able to support the students and staff. And something that I've really come to appreciate is truly the diversity of mindset. Everyone brings different perspectives and different ways of approaching all the problems, any problems that we might have, and when we think differently, we make stronger and more thoughtful decisions for our students. Looking ahead, the next 2-year term is incredibly important. As we may or may not know, Principal Steinmiller's contract ends in May 2028, which means the renewal decision happens at the end of our term. We want to make sure that the work that's done happens before then. We want to make concise decisions on our next step forward based on continuity, based on what we've seen work, attendance policies, other things that we've seen put in place, and continuity is going to be the best way to make sure that we are making decisions based on evidence and community expectations. Professionally, when I think about being on this LSC, this work aligns with what I've done for the last 14+ years. I come from the AEC, Architecture, Engineering, Construction industry, where I previously was a project manager and now lead inclusion and engagement efforts. So my job is to make complex systems work for people they've meant to serve through clear communication, strategic planning, and responsible budgeting. And I'm not done, but I'm done.
Okay, then we will end with Lynn.
Hello everyone, I'm Milena Mila Tobina and I'm writing as a parent representative. My son is a freshman and also an EFAC student, so it's a French program housed by LPHS and also by UNMT. Thank you for the opportunity to share my goals and vision as a candidate for the LSC. As a parent who has always been involved in volunteering at school, my son was a student at Lincoln Park Abraham Lincoln Elementary School for 8 years. I firsthand saw how strong collaboration between parents, administration, and teachers can bring positive results in all aspects of student life. As an LSC member, I hope to bring the same positivity, commitment, and desire to improve our school on many levels. Academic achievement for all students at our school is one of my top priorities, and I would like to focus on this particular subject. I strongly believe that all students can graduate from high school as long as they're provided with meaningful academic and emotional support. As an LSC member, I would work with the school administration to ensure that sufficient funding is allocated to support intervention programs for those students who truly need it and who struggle academically and emotionally. Also, the teachers are provided with sufficient training and resources that actually can improve school experiences. As a parent, I firmly believe that family engagement is crucial to student success, and I hope to serve as a strong connection between our school and families to foster communication and dialogue. I'm fluent in Russian. I'm originally from St. Petersburg, Russia, and I have my master's degree in Spanish as well as MBA in marketing, and I have working knowledge of French. I hope that I will be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all the parents, candidates. We will now shift to community. over to you. I will let you know when you are ready to go.
Ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bill Chislovsky, and I'm running as a community representative. As far as qualifications, my main qualifications, like yours, comes with names. I have 3 children. The oldest 2 are graduates from here. One graduated 4 years ago, one 3 years ago. They're in college. And our youngest is a senior in high school at a different high school. By way of experience, I've served on 2 LSCs, including this LSC, as a parent member once upon a time, not too long ago. A lot of people have said diversity. It is our greatest strength. I've said to the principal in years past, I think almost every speech should begin, and maybe the demographics have changed a little bit, but at least when my kids were here, the notion was our school is 30% black, 30% Hispanic, 30% white, 10% Asian and other within a few percentage points. That's the definition of diversity in Chicago. The problem is Chicago is very segregated, but this school reflects what actually is the makeup of our city. So that's a strength that we should celebrate. In terms of any platform or whatnot, besides all the normal things, I think it's important for an LSC at times to push back on CPS and to push back, if need be, even on the teachers union. Everybody says it's all about the children, but sadly sometimes we learn it's not all about the children, and at those times we need a strong LSC. Finally, I think it's important for the LSC to reflect the 99% of parents and community who never show up at these meetings. That we lose sight in these little echo chambers, that we should be here for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. All right, Zachary Curtis.
Thank you and good evening. My name is Zach Curtis, and I'm a Lincoln Park resident and an education advocate. I'm running for the community member seat on the Lincoln Park High School Local School Council. I was once an IB student, so I know what it means to be part of a program that genuinely changes your life. That experience is part of what drew me to education policy. I've spent the last decade of my career advocating for public school students and teachers in Washington, D.C. and here in Illinois. I'm currently the Director of Policy at the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards, the organization that certifies the most accomplished teachers in the country. I've secured state legislation, fought for federal school funding, and crafted policies that recruit, retain, and develop excellent educators. I hold a master's degree in education policy, I serve on the board of the Committee for Education Funding, and I co-lead the Coalition for Teaching Quality. I don't say that to impress, I say that to say that I want you to know how I understand that how education systems work, how school funding is determined, and to ensure schools deliver for the communities they serve. Here's what I'll focus on. 1, great teachers make the difference. Research is clear. The single greatest factor influencing student achievement is the classroom teacher. I'll ensure that we invest in the professional development and working conditions that keep excellent educators here in Lincoln Park. 2nd, every student matters. Every single young person that walks through these doors, whether they're an IB, advanced college prep, performing arts, visual arts, they deserve a chance to thrive and meet their full potential. That includes students with IEPs, students who commute from across the city, students from every background and from every zip code. And lastly, transparency. The council has a real impact on the school, and families deserve a genuine voice in how those decisions are made. I'm ready to get to work, and I'd be honored to earn your vote. Thank you.